We're back. Fucking pissed.
Let's see what happens. Back in my own house, my mind is still racing at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Now that the heart of the moment has passed, I
Yes.
Italy realized that I probably handled that pretty poorly.
You think?
Yes, it was frustrating being kept in the dark, then having such a huge bombshell dropped on me, then again being unable to help. But getting angry at her was the worst thing to do. Man, I'm such an idiot. Arrgh! God damn it, Emmy. So much for female intuition, eh? Well, she does
It's
like you.
Yeah, but it's your fault, not hers.
Well, there's one person who hopefully should be able to help. Grabbing my phone, I hastily punch in a phone number and I hope she's free. Jervy too high!
Yeah, I fucked up.
I knew this was gonna be a good idea.
I fucked up so bad. Like, I told her that she was she was a big old piece of garbage.
Well, no, he didn't say that. What's up? Mom, I told Sarah how I felt and it didn't go well. Yeah, but not for the reason you'd think. I don't really know how to put this because I'm still trying to process it myself, so I'll just lay it out. Sarah likes me too, but she couldn't bring herself to act on those feelings because she's depressed. There's a heavy silence for a beat. Depressed? I know, Sarah of all people. Oh, I see. My goodness, that's awful. Poor girl. I hope she'll be alright. I really hope she will be. Mom, I acted like such an idiot. What happened? Well, when she told me she was depressed, I tried to comfort her by hugging her. But she pushed me away and told me to leave. And I'm kicking myself. Go on. Her tone is gentle. I got angry at her and raised my voice. It was just so frustrating not being able to help her, and I wasn't thinking straight. Oh, darling, you are not an idiot at all. I understand it must have been so frustrating. Not shouting at her wasn't the best idea, but it's not like you set out to hurt her, is it? Well, no. It happens during the arguments, don't worry. There are so many other things, too. She said she feels worthless, and she felt selfish in even telling me what was going on. So that explains why she rejected your hug. There was a sigh on the other end. Sweetheart, this must be so difficult for both of you. It must feel so overwhelming. Believe me, I know what your situation is like. You do? I once dated someone with depression, and it wasn't easy. It's one of the hardest things to watch someone we love suffer like that, and we just don't understand it when they say such negative things about themselves. It was horrible, Mom. It didn't even feel like Sarah was talking. Just never saw it coming. I mean, I knew that something was going on with her, but I just thought having days where you're in a low mood were normal, you know? Well, from what I've gathered, she's awfully convinced at wearing that facade. If it's any consolation, I don't think anyone could have guessed that she was depressed. Either way, the worst part about depression is probably that it's just so loud and convincing. It's got a horrible tendency to dominate the thoughts of whoever's got it, and it can be really hard for them to take off their depression-tinted glasses. It's an illness, and unfortunately mental illnesses can be just as significant as physical ones. Something I wish this country would recognize. So what can I do for her? What do I do? Can I even do anything? You definitely can help her out. I didn't mean to make you feel like you were powerless or anything. It's okay, I'm glad you're being honest, I guess. It's just kind of hard to realize exactly what we're dealing with here. So it helped to be informed, right?
You didn't turn on the little timer again.
You've become really mature, Jervy, too. I'm proud of how well you are handling this. I'm not handling this well at all, Mom. I had no idea how to react. I shouted at her and she was in tears. Would anyone who isn't a mental health professional know how to deal with what you've just been told? Anyway, the most important advice I can give you is not to expect a quick fix. Depression isn't something that can be fixed with love. It isn't your job to fix her, but you can still help her. I wasn't starting to think I was totally useless here. Of course not, darling. She loves you as well. Don't forget, it won't be all doom and gloom. You'll all have days where things will be normal, days where she really isn't faking her mood. But then you'll also have days where she won't have the energy to get out of bed, days where she just won't feel like talking to anyone. It's really important that you are as patient and understanding as you can be during those days. Oh, and communication's a big one. That goes for any relationship, really. Sounds really obvious, but talking to her, let her tell you about how she sees the world and what her thoughts, feelings, and fears are. There's going to be problems. There's going to be fights. Those are healthy and part of any relationship. Something's bugging you or something's bothering her, just talk it out. Communication is the key to a successful relationship, believe me. Can't help but laugh. You sound like one of those relationship gurus. It's a mother's job to guide her children, you know. as an aside, never underestimate how helpful it can be just to listen to someone's problems and worries. Just having someone listen can be so helpful, more than you could ever realize. Funny you mentioned that, because I was going to ask if Sayori should see a therapist or doctor. Yes, I think that'd probably be for the best. Although things like therapy and medication don't always work for everyone, it's tempting to see it as a magical fix, but just remember, it'll take time. There's so much more I want to discuss, but unfortunately you caught me at a really bad time. It's times like these in particular that I feel awful for not being around. It'd be really nice to see you, Mom. I'm really hoping I can come to visit soon. For what it's worth, you're much stronger than you realize, and I'm very proud of you. Just remember that, okay? I'll try. Give it a day or two before you talk to her. By the way, I think she'll need a little bit of time to cool off. I'm sure that if you apologize for getting angry and rationally explaining your side of things, she'll come around. She never struck me as a girl who could hold a grudge. Emotions are running high, from what I can gather, so she'll understand it. And I know it seems really bleak right now, but it'll be okay, Drew V2. I just know it. I really hope so, Mom. Just remember that your support will be just as important as what a doctor or therapist can offer her. You really got such a big heart. Show her just how big that heart really is. I love you. Love you too, Mom, and thanks for everything. Anytime, ring me whenever you need help, okay? Click.
You know what I hope doesn't happen?
She's right, though.
I know what I hope it doesn't happen. And like they try to like talk again, like he tries to apologize, then he gets mad again. That'll be the worst. That'll be bad.
I feel like this conversation will hold him back. And like fights will happen.
I know.
No matter how careful he is.
They're
Really?
not even going through anything.
I flop down onto the sofa. Feels like such a lot happened in a short space of time. I just hope Sarah and I can patch things up.
It's gonna be awkward at the
3 days.
club.
2 days. 2 days go by? Well, it's the weekend, remember? It's
Oh.
Friday. Man, I am glad that it's Saturday today. There would be no chance in hell that I'd be able to concentrate if today were a school day. Revelation keeps replaying over and over in my mind. Depression. A nasty sounding word, and in some ways quite foreign. I guess I was kind of sheltered prior to Sayori. Never knew any people with the condition. It was something I was of course aware of, but I had never paid any real thought to it. I mean, I knew what it was psychologically. Psychology has always been at least vaguely interesting to me, but I never really saw a real reason to look into it. Sayori said that she's been depressed for most of her life, so I can't help but wonder, when did it all develop? What caused it? Was she bullied, or did a close friend or family member die? There are so many things I want to ask her right now, but as Mom said, it's best to give Sarah some time to cool off. I'll give it a couple of days. Besides, I've got a lot of homework to be getting on with.
But that means when you meet up again at the club, it's gonna be
Well, got Zacharias out of the way first. Man, the end of the war really had huge effects on the world. It's time for a break, I reckon. What to play. It really is a first world problem to have so many games available, but still not know what to play. Colorful looking title catches my eye. Man, not even the escapism from video games is doing the trick. Perhaps I should go for a walk instead. Being cooped up indoors probably isn't doing any favors to my health. Mom used to harp on about the importance of fresh air. Stand up and stretch, wearily rubbing my neck. Yeah, some fresh air wouldn't go amiss. At this point in the day, the park is rather quiet. Not as many people come to this part of the park anyway, which is a shame because this part is arguably the prettiest thanks to the lake. Being the middle of November, there's a definite chill in the air, although I'm wrapped up warm so I can barely feel it. There's a comfortable lull in the air, especially after the overwhelming nature of last night. The silence is a perfect antidote, being therapeutic and calm. Sure, I have the house to myself, but there's no substitute for fresh, cool air. Maybe my parents were right when they kept up that healthy body, healthy mind mantra. ... As calm as the atmosphere is, it's not doing much for the whirlwind that is my mind. Looking back, how could I have been so stupid? How did I miss all the signs? Am I really that dense? Thinking about it, the fairy tale poem makes so much sense now. The selfishness, the devotion to keeping others happy, regardless of her own mental state. The signs were all there, struggling to wake up on time, which explains why she was always late. In the nightmare, and when she finally told me her most painful secret, how did I respond? By shouting at her and making her cry. Great friend you are, Jervy. V2. No wonder she didn't even want to tell me in the first place. I was so pushy, so demanding, yet when she told me, instead of being empathetic and understanding, I did the exact opposite. It wouldn't even surprise me if she didn't want to be friends anymore. Would she ever forgive me? Although whether she should or not is a whole other question. If she did forgive me, what could I even do about her depression? Her self-perception seems so cemented. Would I be making things worse by getting involved? Or would I be able to help her? I don't know. Being a normal teenage guy doesn't really afford me much sensibility. Even though it might sound a bit melodramatic, I can't help but feel like I barely even know Sayori anymore. How much of her happiness is just a mask? It can't be all of it. It's Sayori.
Yeah, I was gonna say that
Or
Yuri.
Yuri,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's my guess. I'm just gonna say Jurabi too normally. Jurabi too, yeah.
Being so lost in my
Yep,
thoughts, I
it's
didn't
Yuri.
even
Alright.
notice Yuri's presence. Oh, hey, Yuri. Didn't see you there.
I'm not bothering you, am I? You look rather deep in thought.
No, you're fine. It would be nice to have some company, actually. He smiles shyly and takes a seat next to me. The accompanying silence is not awkward in the slightest,
There we go.
which surprises me. Then again, Yuri's no stranger to deep thoughts herself. She's definitely used to being reflective and quiet.
I didn't expect to see you here.
They expect me to come to a quiet park when it's getting dark, especially in the middle of winter now.
Not really, no. The dark and the cold combined tend to put most people off. If you don't mind me asking, what brings you here?
Well, there's a lot on my mind, and I figured some fresh air would do me good, you know.
Ah, I see. Perhaps we're more alike than I first imagined. Whenever I'm troubled by something, I always find a quiet period of reflection in the evening can be really helpful. Something about the stillness of the night. It's much easier to think when you're in an environment such as this one.
Yeah, it is, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed. It helps just to take a step back and breathe. I've actually known this park for as long as I can remember. My parents used to take Sarah and I here all the time. Countless memories throughout the years.
That sounds wonderful, Jeremy, too. To be able to share such happy times with someone as you both grew up. Although I'm curious, given how much time you seem to spend with one another, I would have thought Sarah would be with you now.
I looked down momentarily, poking at a twig with my shoe. Well, we kind of had a fight.
Oh, that comes as quite a surprise, given how close you two seem to me. Then again, I suppose it's inevitable that fights occur between people, no matter their dynamics.
Mary starts fiddling with her hair.
Not that I mean to pry, but may I ask why you had a fight in the first place?
I grimace as I reply. As much as I enjoy talking to Yuri and appreciate her company here, there's no way I can reveal Sarah's secret to her. It's not that I don't want to tell you, and it's nothing personal, I
understand completely, Jeremy, too. I suppose it was a rather personal question.
She just told me something really private, and that horrible familiar feeling of shame bubbles up whenever I recount how I reacted to her confession. I didn't take it very well, and I said some really stupid stuff. I got angry at her, and I shouted at her. I'm an awful friend. I lean forward, burying my face in my hands. There's an awkward, heavy silence for a few moments.
Jeremy, too? I know that I haven't known you for as long as Sarah has, but please believe me when I say you're not an awful friend. I don't know what was said between you two, but everyone says things they don't mean during arguments, especially when tensions are running high. That's something my parents once told me, and it really is true. If you take my argument with Natsuki back in September, in the heat of the moment I said some rather hurtful things. However, I didn't actually mean them. I'm fairly confident that Natsuki feels the same way too. Please, don't be too hard on yourself. I can tell that Sarah means a lot to you and you're ever so patient and kind with her. If I may be so bold to say, perhaps you don't realize it, but you do a lot for her. Little things such as walking her to school in the mornings and walking her home in the afternoons. But most importantly, whenever she's feeling sad, you really take it upon yourself to find out what's wrong so you can comfort her. You can all see that you care, consideration for her shines like a beacon.
Yeah, that's all well and good and all, but I still hurt her really badly.
Friends always hurt each other, Jeremy, too. It's just an unfortunate reality of being human. But what I could gather, she isn't someone who would hold a grudge. So, whatever issue there is between you guys, I'm confident that you'll be able to sort it out. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound presumptuous or anything.
You've not been presumptuous in the slightest. Your insight has been really refreshing.
It's not like your mom said the exact same thing.
Still feel bad, but you've made me realize that perhaps things aren't as bleak as they seem. So thank you. Seriously, it means a lot. You're a really good friend.
Well, thank you, Jeremy, too. I'm glad I was able to help.
Can't help but grin. Your shyness has always been endearing, especially as it clashes against her intelligent, mature outlook oh so much. Anyway, I could ask you the same question. What brings you here?
Well, face.
First face, yeah.
It's okay, you don't have to disclose anything, I won't pray. But just know that if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here, and so are the other girls, okay? Remember how horrible these people during the festival recital were to you, and I hate to think that you were suffering in silence or anything like that.
Jeremy, too, you surely are too kind. I very much appreciate your words, and I'm very glad that Sayori told you about our club.
I know, I said it back in September, but honestly, I'll say it again. Just grateful that you guys accepted me with open arms. You didn't judge me because I wasn't a poet, nor did you ever laugh at how bad my poems were. I know they weren't particularly to your taste, but you still gave me good advice and feedback.
Well, I believe that everyone should be included. No one deserves to be an outcast, irrespective of their hobbies, interests, or their writing ability. I just wish others would be as accepting and inclusive of those with interests that goes against the norm.
She's nervously picking at her sleeves, almost pulling them up over her hands. Well, for what it's worth, I think your interest in horror and taste in literature and poetry is pretty cool, Yuri. It makes for a nice change of discussion and gives you interesting stuff to talk about. Like when you discussed Frankenstein's monster with me at lunchtime. I never really gave it too much thought, but after you had that talk with me, it helped me realize that we shouldn't just take stuff at face value. Oh, and your poems are awesome. I hope that one day I'll be able to write it to your level.
That really means a lot. I'm glad you have such an open mind, Jeremy, too, in this day and age, to find a mind so free of prejudice and misconception. It's truly a breath of fresh air. Thank you. Anyway, I don't mean to cut short our discussion, but unfortunately I have a lot of homework to be getting on with.
Oh yeah, me too. Procrastination can only get you so far. Catch you later, Yuri. Hope everything gets better.
And you, Jeremy, too.
With a wave, we both depart. Beep, 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 beep.
Yep, Monday.
Another day at school. At least it's mid-November now, so the Christmas break isn't too far off. After finishing my morning route, I head outside, tentatively waiting for Sayori. Yuri's words were helpful, but I was naive to think things would just go back to normal. There's no sign of Sayori, and I feel like texting her is off the table. With a sigh, I make the journey to school alone. Learning about the inner war years should be all means be interesting, even with Sakurai's enthusiasm and humor injected into the lessons. Still can't find myself enthusiastic about the topics he's discussing. Despite my best efforts to remain occupied over the weekend, the worry I have for Sayori was always there, lurking in the back of my mind. I hate the silence. Not being able to talk to someone you really want to talk to is crushing. Jervy too. I don't suppose you'd be able to answer that question? Huh? Please don't tell me that I'm such a boring teacher that you can't even pay attention. If word got out that I was sending my students into a stupor, I'd get fired on the spot. Although I'd probably do well in the hypnosis business. There's a light smattering of laughter. He's still looking at me expectantly, so I force a grin on my face. Sorry, sir, I didn't understand the question. Could you repeat it? He does so, and I answer. He nods approvingly, although there's traces of concern on his features. The rest of the lesson drags on at what feels like a snail's pace. We're supposed to be taking notes from our textbook and answering the question, but my mind has been on autopilot ever since I woke up this morning. By all accounts, the progress I made has been pretty mediocre. Everything okay, Juror V2? He's keeping his voice low and quiet, crouching next to me. You don't quite seem yourself today. Pardon me if that's an incorrect assessment. He motions towards my notes. You're normally ahead of the game when it comes to classwork. Not that I mind too much. Everyone's allowed to slack now and again, right? He chuckles, but I barely even respond. Yeah, I'm good, sir. Sorry, I just had a long weekend. Might as well attempt to stab at humor. By long weekend, no, I don't mean staying up late playing video games. That's a shame. Those kind of weekends are the best ones. Anyway, just do your best for now. You've got a good grasp on the topic, so don't worry about it too much for now. Just make sure you know the material for the December exams. Got it, sir. Thank you. Phew. I was expecting some kind of stern telling off about my lack of progress. Bell's about to ring, everyone. We'll call it here. Jesus Christ.
What are you Jesus Christing about?
I'm dying.
Yeah, who'd have thought? They're giving you a lot of lines and no one's around.
As I'm making my way outside, I spot a familiar white bow.
Hey, Jagabito. About to head to lunch, huh?
Yeah. I'm really sorry, but I won't be coming to the club today. She raises an eyebrow.
Oh, why is that?
Being totally honest with you, I'm really just not in the mood for it. There's just some stuff I need to sort out, and if I came, I don't think I'd be very good company anyway. She nods, but it's hard to read the expression on her face.
Okay, that's understandable. By the way, you haven't seen Sarah around, have you?
She didn't come to school today?
Do you know why?
Funny she should ask that. No clue, sorry.
Strange. Well, I hope you sort out whatever it is that's bugging you soon.
Thanks, and sorry once again for bailing.
It's okay. It'll be a quiet session today, I guess, with the three things. With the three of us? It'll be interesting to see what it's like. Anyway, I gotta go. See you around, Jagabito.
See ya. Why do I get the nagging feeling that she's judging me for something? Oh well. Much like the walk to school, the return journey feels equally as empty. With another pang of guilt, I remember all the little jibs used to fire her away about being lazy and unable to get out of bed. Why is it that our brains are so good at reminding us of times we said or did things we really regret? A tiny voice of reason within me tells me that I had no way of knowing why she struggled to get up on time. I mean, it's not like I set out to hurt her with my jokes. That kind of playful banter just characterizes our friendship. I just wish I could believe that tiny voice of reason a little more. As I make my way to my house, I notice a figure sitting by my doorway. I roll my eyes and suppress the urge to groan. I'm really not in any mood to deal with some religious nutter trying to get me to believe in God. Wait, hang on. That's Sayori. Sayori? Her head shoots up at the sound of my voice. What are you doing here? The sign in front of me is utterly unexpected. Neither of us know what to say. The aftermath of our previous encounter still lingers in the air.
Can I come in?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
After dumping my school stuff down, I turn to face her. The awkwardness doesn't dissipate. There's so much I want to say, but I don't even know where to start.
I'm really sorry, Jagabito.
Tears immediately fill Sayori's eyes, and the powerful desire to embrace her hits me once more.
Don't do it.
I really shouldn't have kicked you out like that. I've been so horrible to you, keeping you in the dark. I was just so scared, and the whole thing was just so confusing.
No, Sayori, it's me who should be apologizing. So sorry for being so pushy, for shouting at you, and for being such a lousy friend. I've been regretting how I acted on Friday ever since. Please don't hate me. Sayori tumbles into my arms, sobbing without restraint.
I could never hate you, silly. You're my best friend. I was so scared that after our fight that I pushed you away.
I feel my heart break as she sobs and clings to me. Instinctively, I wrap my arms around her and hold her close. Sayori, you're so silly sometimes, you know that? You could never push me away. I'm your best friend. Although, recently I've been wondering if I deserve to be.
Huh? Why?
I shouted at you and made you cry. A few of my own tears have started to leak. With concern etched all over her face, she leans forward and carefully brushes a tear away. It's the last thing I wanted to do, and I hate myself for it.
Drudy too, it's okay. Looking back, I really can't blame you. It must have been so frustrating from your perspective. I just want things to go back to normal. Please, can we just put this all behind us?
It's like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders just by hearing those words. Dude, if he says yes, I'm going to kill him.
I don't think he understands the meaning of her word.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan. How?
Look, let's just see what he says next, alright? Maybe he can bring this back.
Of course we can. And here was me thinking you didn't want to be friends anymore.
I can never stay mad at you, Jitterbee. You mean too much to me.
Can we agree that we're both a bunch of clowns and we're as bad as each other? Sari gives a watery smile. She turns to me a little harder. How long did you set that timer for?
It's still going. What do you mean?
Oh, I'm getting a call. Hold on.
It's actual.
Hello? Okay. Okay, bye.
9:35.
I'll get them in a half an hour. Sari gives a watery smile. She clings to me a little harder.
That sounds fair.
To hear her that laughed again. I'll always be here for you, okay? Even though I could be a dense idiot at the best of times. That will never change. She looks up, her eyes swimming with tears, and with tear marks all down her face and tousled hair. She still looks absolutely beautiful.
You really mean that?
I gently thumb away one of her tears. Of course I do. She burrows once more into my chest. It feels incredible, intimate to be able to hold her in this state of vulnerability. So that's why you waited outside my house?
Yeah, I really wanted to see you, but I couldn't face school today, and I wasn't sure if you even wanted to see me.
Her voice is slightly muffled as she talks into my shirt. It's kind of funny when you think about it. We both thought the other person didn't want to see us when we both really wanted to see each other. Oh, Sayori, what are we like? She giggles into my chest. It's such a close distance. I can actually feel the vibration from her laughter. Yuri told me that she didn't think you were the kind of person to stay angry for long. She looks up.
Yuri?
Yeah, I bumped into her over the weekend while I was at the park. Needed some fresh air at night. Don't worry, I didn't real much. I just told her we had a fight. She was really empathetic and understanding.
Oh, that sounds like her. She's such a dependable friend. Anyway, I guess she's right. I hate conflict and I don't like staying angry at people.
Dude, Well, that's super convenient for an idiot like me, isn't it?
I was going to try to find you earlier, but I thought I should give it a little bit of time first.
Well, at least we're here now. So I'm so glad you came to find me.
And I'm super glad we made up. Oops, I got your shirt super wet. Sorry about that.
All good. Not the first time you spilled something on me now, is it?
Oh, you mean that one time with...
Hold up, sorry. One time?
Okay, you made your point, meaning.
We both share a laugh, and my God, does that laugh feel so good to hear. Just like that, all of the tension and stress I've been carrying over the past few days has lessened. It's like I can finally breathe again. Anyway, look, Sari, I had some time to think about what you told me on Friday. I'll be honest with you, I don't understand depression at all. I can't imagine what you're going through, but what I do know is that I'll do my best to be here for you, or there for you, even if it's just as a friend. I know you said you like me too, but you weren't sure about your feelings. So we can go at whatever pace you want to go at, if you even want to go at all.
It's really frustrating because I do like you, Jitterbee, too. I really do. I just...
She bites her lips, word.
Anxiously.
Yeah.
I hate to drag you down, to get you involved in my mess.
I know you see it like that, Sari, but I see it completely differently. No one is forcing me to make my decision. Choosing to get involved because I want to, because I like you, and I don't see you as a burden at all. Think of all the times where you've helped me feel better, or the other girls in the club. You're so good at keeping everyone's spirits high, breaking up fights, restoring the peace. Would it really be so wrong for me to give something back to you? I know you don't see it, but to me, you are worth an awful lot, and I care about you so much.
But Jitterbee, too, there are so many other things, other people out there who are more worthy of your time.
None of those people are you, though. No one else on this planet could ever replace you. I grew up with you, Sayori, and you are my best friend for a reason. All the happy memories we shared, the jokes, the stories, the adventures, share them with you, and only you. You're such a big reason as to why my childhood was so happy.
Really?
Of course, we used to see each other like every day. Our parents used to say we were inseparable, and here we are. Now, even after years apart, we got along like nothing ever happened. So believe me when I say that you are very special to me. You've got a heart of gold, whether you can see it or not.
Oh, Jitterbee, too.
She starts to sniffle again.
No one has ever said something like that to me before.
Well, I'm glad to be the first.
I'm still unsure. and it's still really confusing, but your hugs are really comforting. They make me feel like everything might be okay, if just for a few moments. I know what you want me to say, but I don't know. I still feel like I'm being selfish. And I thought you liking me back would make the rain clouds in my head go away. It's like it's a little rain of sunshine now, but it's still raining.
Even though Mom told me that depression has no quick fix, Sayori's words still disappoint me. Mom did say it wouldn't be easy. I guess I'm really starting to find out just how difficult this can be. That's okay, Sayori. I guess it was naive for me to think I could just come in and fix everything.
That would be nice, though. I guess we could just start by taking everything really slowly. Like, could we not jump into going on official dates or telling everyone we're together just yet?
Of course, whatever pace you want to go with, like I said.
I'm not making the wrong choice, though, am I? Just, please tell me if I'm being a burden. I won't hold it against you if you didn't want to be with me anymore.
You don't have to worry about that at all, trust me. Although, as much as I like you, I don't want you going through with this just because it's what I want.
No, I kind of want it to.
Kinda?
I do want it, I just can't shake off the feeling that I'm not worth your time. And even though what you said just now really helped, feeling worthless is something I felt for a long time. It's hard to shake off that feeling. But by being with you, the rain clouds don't feel as bad.
It'll be okay, Sayori. I just know it will. I'll see you through this storm, and I'll be your umbrella.
That's actually one of the sweetest things you ever said to me. Poetic, too. Looks like the Literature Club is really rubbing off on you.
You know, right? It'll definitely be the next Shakespeare. Just you wait. Anyway, I guess it's for the best that we are taking things slowly, because December exams are coming up. As much as I don't really want to, we should probably both be focusing on those.
Yeah, you're right. But once they're over...
Take her hand, locking her fingers with mine. We'll just have to wait, won't we? Anyway, speaking of work, I should probably get started with revision.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll see you later, okay?
Okay.
Hold my arms out and we embrace once more. Oh, to be able to hold her close to me, hailing her scent, playing with a strand of her hair. It's heaven. Before I can stop myself, I'll plant a soft kiss on her forehead and break free, closing the door before my mind catches up to my lips. I swear I can hear a soft giggle as she closes the door behind her. Okay. I think this is going good.
Yeah. All I know is I eventually think this MC is gonna say something stupid.
Well, there are gonna be more fights.
I know. And it's gonna be painful every time.
Well, as long as we make the right decisions, I think we'll be fine.
Even if we make the right decision, it's still gonna hurt with MC saying something stupid. But okay, everyone. We finished sharing poems a little earlier than usual today, so I guess we got a little bit of free time before we have to pack away.
Don't know about you guys, but I'm super relieved that all these exams are over. The past 2 weeks have been a blur of notes, frantic last-minute cramming, and a bucket load of stress. Student life in a nutshell. Thankfully, today marks the end of the assessments. It also didn't help that I was dying to spend more time with Sayori.
Me too. How did everyone's exams go?
Mixed bag, to be honest. I was never a huge fan of math, so that one definitely could have gone better.
Tell me about it. Physics wasn't much better. Coulomb's law, Ohm's law, Lenz's law. And I still don't get any of them. Biology went pretty well though. We were learning all about the brain for this semester. So many different parts and they all got funny names. Labeling it was tricky though. It's fascinating to think that while we're learning all about how brains work or when brains are active, processing it all. Don't you think?
Yeah, if you're a zombie.
I'm not sure I understand. Zombies are capable of higher cognition and...
Jeez, Yuri. It's because they like to eat brains. It was a joke.
Oh, Yuri. Did you do well? I suppose my performance wasn't too bad.
Come on, Yuri. We all know you're a real smarty pants. But Jace liked all your subjects. You really know how to put her on the spot, don't you, Natsuki? Anyway, to answer your question, Ruby 2, I'm definitely with you. I've never been a fan of exam season. The amount of stress involved.
She rarely rubs her temples. You have to juggle academics with your extracurriculars, don't you?
Expectations don't make life any easier, either.
Her face drops for a moment.
But that's enough of that. Why don't we have a Christmas party? Oh, like a Halloween one? That was so fun. Pretty much like that, yes. That's a wonderful idea. A good way to see the year off. Yeah, okay. Can't see why not. Yay!
Well, that's a pretty unanimous vote. You can host it around mine, by the way. I motion towards Monica and Yuri. So I imagine you model students wouldn't want to break into school twice, huh?
You'll be correct.
Her stern visage betrays no humor. It's like my joke didn't quite go to plan.
Anyway, now that we've got all of that sorted,
Quickly checks the clock.
I'm going to have to get going, so now's a good time to call the session here. I'll see you guys at the party.
Let's make a move, sayori.
Okay. I'll see you guys later.
Wave. We all pack away and go our separate ways.
Boom!
By all accounts, today would be a day I'd be spending with Sayori.
Oh, it's the
Correct,
winter
I'll be
season
in,
because they got that music. Winter music.
She texted everyone suggesting a Secret Santa idea where we all buy each other presents. Funnily enough, I ended up with her as my Santa, which put a damper on things. I was looking forward to Christmas shopping with her. As I didn't fancy going alone, I decided to message Yuri and see if she wanted to come with me. As I wasn't Yuri's Santa, she agreed, although in typical Yuri fashion, she was quite surprised that I wanted to go shopping with her. Some things never change. So any idea what to get Monica?
I have some ideas, but nothing I'm truly certain on. Part of the downside of shopping for others is that when you don't know them well, you can never be sure what they want.
If it's any consolation, I don't really know what to get Sayori either. Truth be told, I've never been that great with presents. Maybe a new bow, or some new clothes. But woman's clothing makes no sense to me. I never really talked to Sayori about her fashion sense.
Well, we have the entire day ahead of ourselves to be told. It'll be sensible to look at the recipient's hobbies and go from there, don't you think? Hopefully, we'll be able to find something.
This time of the year, the streets are very busy. Seems like half of the entire town decided to do their Christmas shopping today. And the constant fiddling of her hair and the nervous look in her eyes, it's clear that Yuri isn't a fan of crowds. She's standing quite close to me, her eyes bouncing around whenever someone passes close to her. You know, I had an idea. Well, Monica plays the piano, right? So I imagine she'd be into music. Have you ever spoken to her about what kind of band she likes? Any musicians in particular?
You know, now that you mention it, yes, we have had discussions about her musical preferences before. Our tastes aren't exactly aligned completely. We both tend to appreciate music with thoughtful lyrics. She has a preference towards music that has lyrics with clever wordplay. If I recall correctly, she wasn't much of a rap fan, although she's begun to appreciate the thought and effort that goes into rapping. Much like with poetry, lyrics can be a powerful way to express your thoughts, the files you're going through, and the feelings you face. The effect of music can be incredible, not just on the listener, but the artists themselves. Take the famous singer Freddie Mercury. Outside of the band he was in, his shine actually rather introverted.
What, really? Well, I've seen him as really flamboyant and confident. When he was on stage, it was like he owned the whole room.
But you see, that was only when he was on stage as a performer. He was, of course, as full of confidence or unctuous as you may think.
Stares off dreamily, lost in thought. Or Yuri?
Oh, goodness, I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to go off on a tangent. Anyway, yes, I think the music store would be a fine place to start. Let's make a move, shall we? You know, it kind of reminds me of Freddie Mercury to Sayori. Really outgoing and totally fine outside.
Thankfully, the music shop is much quieter than the streets outside. As predicted, Yuri visibly relaxes, taking a deep breath.
Much better. Now, where do you suppose we should start?
If I remember correctly, Monica hasn't been playing the piano for long, right? She must still be a novice, so some has wonder if feasible choice of present grabs my attention. How about these? We amble over it with Yuri looking on curiously. It's basically a guide on how to play popular songs on piano. Flip it over, checking out the description on the back. Note for note, specially catered for beginners.
Oh,
She flips through the pages.
I've never heard Monica discuss these artists before, so she might not even want to learn how to play any of these songs. Not that your suggestion wasn't a good one. I didn't mean to sound dismissive or anything.
It wasn't dismissive, Yuri. It was a pretty smart thing to bring up.
Also, you can just Google it.
It was just
Google,
a
like, note
suggestion.
sheets.
Let's keep looking. It's tempting to get Sayori something from here as well. I knew what her tastes were like when we were younger, but I have no idea if they've changed. Nah, probably best to come with her one day.
I remember Monica was talking about this song.
Here over to what she's looking at. Huh? The retro aisle, huh? Didn't know she was into really old songs.
If I remember correctly, this appealed to her more so from a metaphorical perspective. What's more is that the song's actually a story in itself, initially describing a castaway lost at sea, slowly losing all hope after admitting it's been a year since he wrote his SOS message. Then describes how he resigns himself to his fate, accepting that he's alone, cut off from the real world, with no one to save him despite his efforts. But one day, he wakes up and realizes there are other bottles scattered around the shore, so he realizes that other people share his loneliness. Ironically, he shares his loneliness with other people. The entire tale told under 5 minutes. Well, it isn't quite what I listened to either. It themes that underlie the song. The message it portrays is powerful. The power of loneliness stemming from an individual cut off from the real world, desperately seeking someone to rescue them with the loss of hope.
Man.
Oh, I need a break.
Man, a conversation between Yuri and Monica would probably go on for hours. This explanation is anything to go by. Could you imagine?
I need water.
Could you, Jordan? Could you imagine talking between Monica and Yuri as you?
I would die.
You would die.
My cheeks are numb. My stomach is numb and hurts. And
You really look into this stuff, don't you?
I wanted to say sorry, but I coughed instead. Sorry, I know it must be really weird, and you didn't even ask for the analysis.
It's not weird at all. I think it's really cool how you don't take a song at face value. Even with lyrics, you find all the metaphors and hidden meanings. It's not something I really do myself, but if it's something you enjoy, power to you, right?
At night I open the window even though I'm cold, and you just make it colder.
I'm hot.
Really?
Really. Don't be ashamed of who you are, Yuri. You've got your interests, and that's great. I'll admit that we're different in that sense, but I'd never look down on you for being more analytical. Besides, this probably helps you in school. Anyway, did you want to get the vinyl for the song, or...?
Well, I don't know if she has a vinyl player. There wouldn't be much of a point if she doesn't have one. Actually had another idea for a gift, which should hopefully be more dependable.
Oh, we're back here again.
Back here?
Yeah, when Sarah and I were doing festival preparation, we came here for supplies. This place had what we needed, so I'm a little more confident now. Anyway, what did you have in mind?
Well, I noticed that Monica handwrites a lot of her things, her poems, her entries in her planner and diary. I've always admired the look and feel of a well-crafted fountain pen. Pen. These days, they're quite rare. Most people use spirals or ballpoints.
Fountain pen, huh? Funny you mention that. Actually, if you were my secret Santa, that's probably what I'd get you. Guess you both appreciate the same things.
Well, I'm not really sure if she would like it, but I suppose it's more dependable than vinyl, given she doesn't need any equipment to use this gift. Anyway, let's have a look.
In front of us lies a shelf, carefully slotted with a wide variety of fancy-looking fountain pens, all in different shapes, sizes, colors, and styles. Here he takes out a selection of choices, handling each one with the utmost care. She turns them over in her hands.
I'm gonna ruin my throat by eating powdered donuts.
Oh, great. That sounds like a good idea.
You want some?
Sure.
I'm hungry.
I like to ruin my throat, too.
I ruin my throat every day.
Bringing each pin up to eye level, inspecting it from nib to the edge of the cap. Being totally honest, while I can definitely see their appeal, it's a little boring. Sure that to the right person they're much more than just a writing instrument. But for me, they're just metal sticks that hold ink. I mean, what exactly can you do with a pen, aside from writing? As my mind wanders, the typical reaction when I'm bored, she calls me over.
This one tempts me the most. What do you think?
Well, it's definitely pretty. The dark green against the black looks really cool. Feels pretty weighted, too. I can imagine she really liked this one. The last part isn't exactly true, but at this point I'm not exactly keen to spend lots of time in the shop. There is a habit of getting lost in her own little world, and while I don't mind it, it can drag out at times.
It's gonna be hard to speak while I'm eating donut.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Yeah, it's all real powdery too. It's great.
I like how it comes with its own bottle of ink, too. Nice little touch. I think this one would do fine.
I inwardly heave a sigh of relief. I had the feeling the area would take even longer than Sayori when it comes to shopping. Let's just hope we don't pass by the book aisle.
It's not like one of the foods you could like speak while eating. You just really got too damn.
What will you give Sayori?
Still have no idea. Anything to do with clothes are out of the picture. Don't know what her style or size is.
What does Sayori like to do in her free time?
Sleep, eat. Yuri stifles a small laugh.
Come on, Dorito. You're missing an obvious one.
I don't think being clumsy is a hobby.
Poetry.
Wow. And now I really do feel like an idiot. So, like a new notebook to write poems in? Never bought a gift for a poet before.
That's a viable choice, however. Although, I can suggest... Well, far be it for me to tell you what to get her, but given your history together, would it not be,
I'm not going to be offended, Yuri.
well, would it not be better to get more of a personalized present? Something that really reminds you of her. A new notebook or pen, of course, practical gifts, but they aren't particularly personal.
Okay, so a more personalized present, something that reminds me of her.
God, wait. I'm just really starting on the time eating, but I'm real hungry.
For instance, let's look at her poems. They're rather intimate, no? A reflection of her inner thoughts and feelings.
Well, I really like her bottles poem, and wait, that's it.
Sorry, I'm not sure if I understand. Let's get her a whole bunch of glass bottles to get slammed to the floor.
You can buy little bottles that are illuminated by lights.
Yeah, it's close
If I
enough.
get a few, all with different color lights, they can be metaphors for the happy thoughts she has. Yuri's eyes light up. That's hilarious. Yay! I'm gonna murder my throat too.
It's not even like more in the throat. It's like if you eat one and your line comes up, you cannot go for it.
Oh, that's such a wonderful idea, Dorito. Not only is it very thoughtful, but also a wonderful homage to one of her best poems. I guarantee you that she would love it.
I really surprised myself, don't I?
Perfect timing.
Where would you get such a gift, though?
Yep, gotta wait.
You can order them from the internet. Oh, I barely got that by. I can tell you what, actually. You want to wrap your present from knocking at my place? I can order Sarah's gift and help you out with that.
I started doing.
Are you sure? I've already taken up a lot of your time, and I hate to.
It's Christmas, Yuri. Well, give or take a few days. Come on.
If you're sure.
I'm scared.
Christmas party, nothing bad after that Christmas party.
Actually, I dragged my eyes away from the anime I'm watching. Right when the bald guy was about to punch his adversary. Hey, one punch.
He's literally right there.
One Punch Man.
And you wanna know what you gotta do now? Dogs. It's 10.
We got 14 minutes left.
Okay.
Although intrusion is immediately forgiven once I realize.
I like that you say you're doing it half an hour, then it's like, yeah, no. You space it out.
Hey.
Someone's in a good mood, haha. As we share an embrace, I affectionately run my fingers through her hair.
Of course. Exams are finally over, all the presents are sorted, and I get to spend today with you. Why wouldn't I be?
As we take a seat on the sofa, I offer my shoulder as a cushion, to which she delightfully obliges. Sitting here with Sayori nuzzled into me, an arm around her, feeling her warm body next to mine. Oh, how these past few weeks
They better not
have been
just like
whisked
walk
away.
in and just be like,
They
"Oh,
are
I
gonna
know."
do that. Well, given how amazing my present for you is, you are every right to be. I wink at her and her eyes light up. Childish.
You just
excitement
spoiled
all
the
over her
Secret
features.
Santa.
Well,
You spoiled it.
Oh. Can I try and guess?
you can, but that doesn't mean I'll tell you. You've got to wait until the others are here.
I'm sorry, I eat food. I'm sorry. Yeah.
You're like Sayori, you eat food but never gain weight.
Well, she's like, oh, a bunch of fast food. I just eat.
Okay. Is it a new bow?
That was actually something I considered, actually. But, given how much that red bow suits you, I didn't want to mess with that. Besides, I don't really know your style very well.
You know, yeah, I'll give you a new bow. It's just a bigger red bow.
Well, for future reference, I like blue.
Blue shirt,
Blue
background.
text, blue sadness.
A blue
Sadness
bow.
is blue. It's personification of blue.
A blue bow would go really well with your eyes, which would make you look even prettier. Oh, look at that face!
Face, you're really sweet. Do you know that?
I'm serious, Sayori. You know I don't think I've ever told you this, but you are beautiful.
Well,
That's who just pops in. It's like, yo,
Your
what
eyes,
up?
especially the way your hair falls over your face, the way your smile lights up a room. How you can make my day better just being by being
falling over my face. Do I look beautiful? No, I don't beautiful. Fuck, that hair's in my mouth.
Everything that I've been wanting to say to her over the past few weeks is finally tumbling out of my mouth. It's not like me to be a romantic at all. I don't know where these words are coming from, but they just feel so right to say. I don't think I've ever told you just how much you mean to me. Faces inch closer, and I can feel her warm breath on
Not the
my
right
skin.
time. Someone's coming in.
There's a
Someone's
silence in the room, broken only by my voice, which is lowered to a whisper. And I know that our history has been a little inconsistent, but to be honest, you're here now, we're here now, and that's all I care about.
Come on.
She looks at me with a nervous anticipation and coos slightly, eyes shining with stuff, with my heart hammering. I'm aware of what's about to happen.
Who's coming in?
We both lean forward. Wow, is this really about to happen? Yeah, cock blocked. I knew it.
I mean, when you get cock blocked by a phone, get cock blocked by a doorbell, and get cock blocked by your own cock.
Both of our eyes shoot open, and I'm 100% sure that the immense pang of disappointment that I'm feeling is mutual. Why now, of all times?
Well, we saw you through the window. It's like we gotta stop you.
With a heavy sigh, I reluctantly pull myself away from Sayori and head to the door. Hey guys,
Sure, me too. Let's get this party started, shall we?
we were, you fucking bastard. I chuckle.
That's not a party. That's a two-man show.
I chuckle and let her in, waving to Yuri and Nizuki. as well.
Everyone was there. So this is your house, huh?
Technically, it's my parents, actually. She pulls an unimpressed face.
Very funny.
You keep it in good condition, sure, me too. Just like how I remember it. Huh? You've been here before, Yuri?
Sarah shoots me an inquisitive look, and for some reason I'm hit with the urge to hastily explain myself. Yeah, Yuri and I went Secret Santa shopping together. Had to wrap our presents here. Man, did any of you guys struggle with that? Or was it just me being an idiot? Suki mutters something under her breath.
No, I didn't find it too easy either.
Speak for yourself, guys. It was a walk in the park.
Such confidence, Natsuki. Why don't you go first, then?
As much as I like Nizuki, it's always darkly satisfying when she gets knocked down a peg or two, especially when it comes from someone as calm and shy as Yuri. Suki nervously looks around.
Well, is everyone even ready to share? Yeah.
Of course! Come on, Natsuki. Who did you have?
There's a playful smirk playing on her lips.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, couldn't wrap it well. For obvious reasons, though.
She pulls out what looks like some kind of plant from the bag.
It's for you, Yuri. Plant? Yeah. It's a peace lily. And I did some research on them. They're really good at improving air quality. Don't really know how, but besides the point. Anyway, thought I'd see you because you're supposedly good at boosting your concentration. And I like to read a lot, and these plants are apparently really good at helping you focus and calming you down. Oh, and they're super easy to take care of as well. You got this for me? Unless there's another Yuri in the room, why?
Oh yeah.
Why?
It's 2 words opposite.
Don't you like it? Come on. No, it's not that. I'm just... Well, it's just such a thoughtful gift. You're right, it would make up for the perfect environment to sit down and read it. Not only would it help me when I write poetry, but it would also make a wonderful addition to my book. Thank you ever so much, Nancy. It means a lot.
But what it's worth, I'm glad you like it, Yuri. Merry Christmas and all that.
And there it is. That merry, festive spirit. It's so nice to see Yuri and Mizuki getting along so well, even after their fights and differences. Yuki's gift took me by surprise. I didn't know she was so thoughtful, because she doesn't have a heart after all, eh?
I'll give it to you, Nancy. That was a pretty good gift. You raised the bar pretty high. Anyway, I guess I'll go next. This is for you, Natsuki.
She pulls out her gift. The expression on Mizuki's face transforms from feeling disguised indifference to genuine shock.
Is that on my left shoulder is in pain? Wow.
Oh,
Spice rack? Oh, spice rack? Yep. Comes with a bunch of spices too. Anyway, I figured this would be handy given how much you're into culinary stuff. Wasn't sure what spice to get you, but luckily these came with the rack itself. And if I remember correctly, I think these 3 are fennel, thyme, and one more. Those things are probably mean more to you than they do to me. But Merry Christmas. Looks like it costs a lot.
Monica dismisses her objection with a wave.
Money is money, it only costs 100,000. Don't worry about it. I...
She swallows and composes herself.
Thanks, Monica.
She looks at the floor.
That's really nice of you. Really.
Really nice.
Oh, good, Nat. Anyway, who's next?
Yuri bashfully reaches into her bag.
This is for you, Monica.
She hands her the small box we wrapped together.
Oh, wrapped as well. You really did go the extra mile.
She unwraps the box, revealing the beautiful fountain pen within.
Pardon me if I misjudged. However, I noticed that you do a lot of writing, whether that be for your poems or in your planner. I found this pen to be beautiful and writes really well. And it comes with a bottle link too. Very traditional, Yuri. I should have guessed you topped it with something like this. You're right though. It is a very ornate pen.
Picks it up, gently rolling it through her fingers.
Has a really nice weight to it. Thank you, Yuri. Your timing is pretty good. I was running out of ink with my old pen. Ah, you're most welcome, Monica. Glad you like it. I was tempted to go for something musical, so do it with the piano. I wasn't sure what sort of thing you were learning with the instrument, so I figured a pen was a safer pen.
Michael loads the pen with ink and gives it a test run.
Writes really well. Where did you get this? I intended to visit the store myself at some point. Ah, just a shop in town. Just be mindful not to press too hard, isn't it? Really easy for the ink to flow too much. The last thing you want is a puddle. Duly noted, though.
Wait, hang on. Going by the process of elimination, Sarah, did we get each other?
Well, we are the only ones left, so I think we did. Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
Here you go.
We have a medium-sized rectangular object wrapped in snow-themed wrapping paper. Oh, let me guess. A book? All because I joined the literature club, huh? Oh, wow. I definitely did not expect to see a younger version of myself smiling up at me. It's a picture of himself when he was younger.
Yeah. How you like looking at yourself?
He's good. He's gonna love it though, cause like stuff.
I wasn't really sure what to get you. My first thought was a game, but I'm not sure what you're into, so if I just go for a more sentimental pick. This is one of my favorite pictures of us when we were kids, so I thought giving you my favorite memory would be a good idea.
I remember this day. It was when your parents took us to the fair, and we got you that giant cow plushie.
I wanted to finish chewing before the lines were finished.
Didn't work.
Yeah, that's the one.
I look fondly at the photo. We're both standing side by side with the cow sitting below us. A possibly huge grin is on both of our faces. The cow wasn't much shorter than we were back then. Remind me never to make fun of your ability to pick out a fantastic present, Sayori. This is super thoughtful.
The frame is so lovely touch as well.
Yeah, it's cute.
Anyway, I just hope my gift can stack up to yours, Sayori. Here you go.
Are these bottles?
Yep, but as you can see, there's also colored lights inside of them. Hang on, let me flip the lights off so you can see what I mean.
Ooh.
It's a collective ooh as the darkness brings out the light's true potential. Against the blackness, the reds, blues, greens, and yellows flare to life. Feels a bit strange speaking into the darkness, especially when I can't see Sarah's reaction though. Anyway, I got this as a reference, I guess, to your bottle's tone. I couldn't help but notice that the bottles represent your happy thoughts.
And I can't wait for the lights to go off.
Each light, these bottles are basically a happy memory, a happy thought that I've shared with you. Obviously, I've got more than 4 happy memories with you. 4? Yeah, 4. Right there, 4. See? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think, yeah, 4 bottles. Those are 4 bottles, do you see? There are 4 of them.
But I couldn't exactly buy $100. Anyway, this is gonna sound really cheesy, but all of a sudden I'm grateful that we're in the dark because it makes it much easier to really speak my mind. You're my happy thoughts, Sayori. And I just wanted to give you something that you
That
can
is
keep as a reminder of that.
As
Wow, that's
saying
deep
that
as
line.
fuck.
That's like, yo, saying that line, it's like, yeah, that's real sweet and all that. If you're trying to hide things,
The other girls are gonna
they'll be like,
ooh, Merry Christmas. Flick the light back on.
jeez, you need to get a room.
Look at her eyes.
Alright, Sarah, let's go upstairs.
Yes, look at her eyes.
Yeah, happy cry.
Yes. Sorry. Had to be said.
For me too, this is such a sweet present. I think it's the best kid I ever had. Indeed, truly embodies thoughtfulness. I know it was an excellent choice the very first moment you suggested it. I'll give you credit, Ruby, too. You can really tell that you two have been best friends for a while.
My cheeks redden as I hear all of their praise. I was hoping the present would be well received, sure, but I wasn't expecting everyone to be so impressed. You guys. Anyway, now that all of the present sharing is over, does anyone want to play
Yeah,
something?
let's play end the episode. I stopped the time. I reset it.
Okay.
I'm not sure if we'll record after this, but you know, whatever.
I don't know. See y'all.